Fighters, welcome back to the show. Listen, today I want to share some of my thoughts on third-party lead generation services. If you followed the Contractor Fight for a while, you've probably heard me say things like build your brand. Build your brand. This means creating content, telling stories, and being hugely known in your service area as the expert who can serve your clients at a high level. Companies with a strong brand have less competition and they sell at higher margins. Referrals are stronger, they're more common, repeat business is more common. All right, a lot of benefits to investing in your brand, which I think every single business should do no matter what else they do for marketing. All right, but again, building your brand takes time and consistent effort. And the massive results, they lag behind, in many cases, far behind the work. I've shared here before that when I started really building my brand in my first painting company, it took about 11 or 12 months for me to really start seeing the results of that from all the content that we were creating in our blog posts and things like that. All right. And so you got to stick with it. You got to be consistent. And most contractors understand this, but guys, it could be a tough pill to swallow if you're having a hard time getting leads right now. And that's where I want to start talking about some of these lead gen sites. Now, I've done numerous pieces of content that would make you think I'm 100% anti-lead generation companies like Angie and Thumbtack and the like. And guys, I'm actually not anti that. I think it depends on a couple different factors that I'm going to go into today. So first, if you're a new business, if you're a brand new business, the only thing that matters is getting your phone to ring. That's it. You have nothing without leads right now today. Now, again, building your brand, networking, building your influencer network, creating content in the videos and all the stuff, again, we talk about here that go into building your brand, those things take time, but it doesn't change the fact that you need leads now. All right. And sites like these can help you kickstart some things. If you're a newer business, if you're an established business, experience a dip in leads, again, these sites can help you fill in some gaps in the schedule. Now, some of you right now are about ready to click the back button and stop watching this thing because you're like, fuck those sites. Okay, but I want you to stick with me and I want you to hear my case for it. All right. Now, let me be clear. I'm not saying that you're putting all your eggs in these lead generation baskets, these third-party sites. But in many cases, like I said, if you're new, they can help you kickstart things and get some customers. And if you have a dip in your business, they can help you. So one of my clients that I work with, they do several $1 million a year in the landscape industry. And they still have accounts on these lead gen sites. The reason they still have these accounts and they turn them on and off as time goes is it helps fill in the gaps. And every year, they might throw a total of 12 grand a year at these things, an average of $1,000. But this company in particular sells over $100,000 a year like clockwork when, everything shakes out. Now, of course, not every lead's going to be great. And a lot of you guys are like, well, I don't want to be in the running with 3 other companies or some shit like that they're sending the leads to. Guys, it's no different than a customer goes to Google, right? And they type in your industry and they call a few different companies and they're having multiple conversations. All right. So just be open-minded to this if you're really struggling with lead flow, which I know a lot of you are right now. I believe that these services are nothing more than a tool to help you accomplish a goal. Just like your tools on the job serve a purpose, so do these third-party lead gen sites. Let me also say, I'm not paid by any of these companies. I don't have any affiliate deals going on with them or anything like that. This is just my own opinion. All right. So my take on this is that you actually do both. You build your brand and you use these tools as needed. As your brand grows stronger, your SEO starts to gain traction and your reputation starts to generate kick-ass leads for your company, you can dial back your spend on these other lead sources. In fact, I did a little bit of research on my buddy Tommy Mello. Tommy runs a $300 million garage door company. And you guessed it, I found his company on Angie. All right? What the fuck was actually my first thought? I swear to God, I was like, oh, holy shit, what's he doing on here? Then I took a few minutes to think about it. And here's where I want to get a little deeper with you guys. When you think about this, it makes sense to use these tools when needed, depending on your current circumstances. Here's a couple reasons why. Number one, all right, your typical consumer, they don't know that these sites are typically bullshit for the contractor. They're consumers. They just want their project done. And so what do? They go to Google and they search the thing that they want. And you know who pops up? Hopefully your content is popping up in the organic feed because you're building your brand. All right. But in a lot of cases, a site like Angie is going to pop up. And it says, get quotes from the best painters in Colorado Springs or the best, whatever in such and such area. The consumer thinks, hey, this is easy. They click the fucking button. All right. And whoever's there just increased their odds of getting a shot that they most likely wouldn't have gotten. Remember, consumers don't know the difference. They just have a problem. They don't know that, 3 other people, including you, 4 people total, are getting this lead. And quite frankly, they don't give a shit. All right. So to me, leads me to the second thing here is it makes perfect sense to have a presence everywhere your potential clients might look. Are you a fucking business professional or not? What business pro doesn't want to be where people are already looking for the thing they do? All right. Now, again, at the time of this recording, we're in an election year. People get a little more puckered up. They're a little more cautious. Then you got inflation and other bullshit going on in the world and this and that. Depending on your industry, where you're at, and how you've been doing marketing your company, all right, it might be tough to get the fucking phone to ring right now for some of you guys. So this is one of those options that you have available to you. I'm not telling you to do this. You do whatever the fuck you want to do. I'm just telling you that to me, it makes sense that if Joe the homeowner is online looking for something and clicks a button, I want to be standing there. It's that simple. Number 3, these lead services are spending millions of dollars a year that you don't have to get opportunities. They run national TV campaigns. They spend a crazy amount of cash online to get you a shot. Of course, they're in the business of making money, and we've all got the stories of our bullshit leads that we've gotten from all of them. But guys, when you look at the macro of all of your marketing spend, cost per lead, and this and that, in a lot of cases, it's worth fucking taking a shot. I recently had a conversation with a friend who spends $1,000 a month on Angie. His service area, I'm going to give you some math here to break this shit down. His service area typically generates about 50 to 85 leads every 90 days. All right. So if he takes $3,000, $1,000 a month for 3 months, and you divide that by $50 a lead from just that one source, guys, that's $60 a lead. That's nothing. That's fucking nothing. And on the top end at 85, 90 leads in that same period of time, the cost is just under $36 a lead. That's fucking cheap leads, my friends. All right. So let's do some math on this. If your average job size is $5,000, your close rate is 25% on Angie. By the way, on Angie, you notice what I said. It's a specific thing, not your macro close rate, but per each lead source, what is your close rate? You got to know this shit. How much money, if it's $5,000, 25% close rate, all right, how much would you make from this $3,000 investment in a 3-month period? Check this out. If you get 50 leads in 90 days and you sell just a quarter of them, all right, that's about 12 jobs that you've sold. 12 jobs times $5,000 is $60,000 in new revenue. These leads cost you $3,000. That is an amazing ROI. Would you not, if you had a machine that you could put $3,000 into and over a period of time, it spits out $60,000? All right, sign me up. I'm in. Now you factor in the lifetime value of a client because you're going to continue to market to them. All right, the money gets even better. I mean, if I just take out my calculator here and I go, okay, out of those, 12 new jobs per quarter times 4, that's 48 new customers a year. And if fucking 15% of them, if 8 of them do repeat business with you for another $4,500 a job and referrals and shit, that's another $36,000 on top of the 60. It's almost $100,000. All right. And the leads only cost you $3,000. You paid for them. Okay, guys, even if your close rate, I did the 10% or 25% close rate, even if your close rate's 10%, you're still way ahead. You can do your own math. Number 4, these sites only make sense if you do your part. Your part is to respond immediately. It's to show your value. It's to nurture the relationship. It's to make the case for why you are the best option for them. Basically the same shit you're doing for any other lead. When I interviewed Tommy Mello several years ago, the first time on my podcast, he actually shared how his team, his company, all right, which at the time was 30 million, and about 7 years later, they're about 300 million. Okay. He shared with me, they were even on Yelp, and he had somebody dedicated to where every time anything popped up on Yelp, that person was responding immediately. So guys, you got to do your part. And if you're just signing up for this shit and you're not responding quickly, it's bullshit. Okay. Back in the day when we were doing 300 or so paint jobs a year, we were probably doing 50 to 60 of those were from Angie's List at the time, whatever they were called. All right. And the reason I got those jobs is because I replied immediately. And it was great fill-in work. We got great reviews. We were a highly rated company, which just helped everything. Again, take your fucking contractor hat off for a minute and put your eyes on the consumer. They don't care. They just want their problem solved. Like I said earlier, many of you are probably listening to this right now and you're calling bullshit on it. You're going to comment and you're going to DM and you're going to drop in the YouTube comments or wherever you listen to this about how XYZ lead company fucked you over, blah, 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 blah. Guys, this is small thinking. Like I said before, of course, all of these leads are not a good fit for you, just like any other lead source. But instead of bitching about them, how about leveling up your fucking skills? How about refining your lead intake process? Remember, time kills deals. Refine your response time. Time kills deals. Get some fucking sales training. Time kills deals. As I record this, inflation's fucking high. Fear is in the air. Thousands of contractors are trying to make shit happen right now. And remember, your job is to market and sell your services. That's it. And it is your responsibility as the CEO of your fucking little empire to use every available tool at your disposal while you build your brand. I'm out.